Guys, welcome back. Welcome back to your favorite place to be. You're back here with me, and you're back on Cryptocurrency Theory. The one, the only Cryptocurrency Theory, guys. Welcome back. So we are back. We are back doing a live. Good to be here, guys. Checking in with you. Hope you're doing fantastic here. And we'll go through the prices, guys. We're going to go through a couple little things here. What I've been buying, what I've been looking at, and we'll try to hit some community comments. We'll try to do comments at the beginning because we just haven't gotten to it. Notice we always say we're going to do it, we never do. So guys, weekday check-in. Happy Monday. The markets are on the move. Looks like Bitcoin Cash, a few other coins, might be starting to creep up. I don't know at this point. We've been in this, what is this? 8 years now? 8 years. We're still here, guys. We're still chugging along here. Hope you're doing well. A lot of people, guys, have been reaching out about the live streams. And yes, we are going to be ramping them up. I got a couple things in the pipeline here. It's going to open up some stuff. We've ran into a little bit of funding. Not too much, but enough to keep the doors open. You know what I mean? So, hope you're doing well, guys. We're checking into you on a Monday. I'm your host, Chad Wiki, as they say, or as somebody said. I think it was Jay that said that. Jay was like, why aren't you making any lives, man? I said, I don't know. It's a good idea. Why don't we do it? Why don't we get on here? So, guys, you are back. A lot of people have been reaching out, guys, and, a lot of people have been wanting to talk and, hang out and do all these things, but I don't really want to hang out or do nothing, really. I just want to move in the direction of getting this crypto stuff going, guys. I don't want to, I've already told everybody everything they need to know. People hit me up, hey man, hey, hit me up, hey, I want to talk. You gotta come here. Okay, I don't talk anymore. I don't talk to anybody anymore. Don't want to talk to anybody anymore. Not because I'm a pessimistic man or a negative person. I just, I'm a busy guy, and we're all busy, and I've already given everybody, I feel like over the years, everything that they need to know and hear, and it's all right here on the show. So, congratulations to everybody that's listened. You're in position and you're ready to go before this thing starts moving here. At least that's what I think. I think things are going to start picking up. We're starting to see through, Monero over on the weekend that the exchanges are kind of running out of arsenal here, The liquidity's running thin. The coins are being taken off the exchange, and we're just seeing how quick these coins can actually move, given the circumstances that the exchanges are getting less and less influential on the price discovery. We saw that over the weekend. We saw Monero jump. So I read somewhere 50%. I saw 38%. Maybe a lot of the times these things will spike up, and they'll show these numbers that are not really, nobody ever really sees them unless you're like looking at the graph. You can go eat. Go get your food now. Go get your food over there. It's over there. Is that beef dish? You like that beef dish with vegetables? Yeah, go ahead. It's nice and fresh for you. Hold the E. coli. Go ahead. Go. It's in there. It's in your bowl. It's a beef dish. Sirloin. Melito Especial. So yeah, Monero pumped last night, guys. It was pretty remarkable how it just kind of jumped up. I read online this online persona on Twitter. You guys probably follow him or her, Zach XBT. I think you guys watch this thing on Twitter. Basically saying that there was this theft of Bitcoin. It was I think 3,000 Bitcoins got moved to a few different exchanges. Bada boom, bada bam. It ended up Well, you don't want your beef? Go get your beef dish over there. It's good, man. I just cooked it for you. Come on. You're not going to eat the beef. It's fresh. You only want it raw? What's wrong with you? Come on, man. Eat it up. It's good. It's fresh. It's the expensive kind, right? You know, the Mexican special. So, we saw this coin, Monero, spike big time. You know, it went up in like a matter of minutes. Oh, what are you doing? Go back over there and eat. Go. You don't want it? Okay. Well, I don't know. He just doesn't like this Mexican beef. I don't know why. You're a good boy, though. Yeah. You want to say hello to everyone? Come here. Everybody see your head, your little head here? Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Yes. The one and the only, the dude. He's on for another day. He's alive for another day. So, yeah. It spiked up. There was not really a lot of timing or, you know, a preparation for people to go in with Monero when you just see it spike up 40% in like a few minutes, you know? That's how a lot of these coins are, guys. They go up so fast. The likelihood of you being in and watching this and jumping in, it's only in a bull market that actually plays out, right? And that's what we're starting to see. We're starting to see that this bull market scenario is probably more in line with reality than us heading into another bear market. Because obviously, we saw the altcoins go up. I know people have been saying, they've been reaching out. They say, dude, the altcoins didn't go up. I think it was Bill B89. A couple people, they were talking this. But you're right. Some of them didn't go up, but they went up a bit. You know, they just have came down a lot more. You know, that's not fun, right? But they haven't, you know, it wasn't, you know, something crazy. I mean, we didn't see explosive price action to all-time highs. Now, some coins did. You know, there were some coins, I think it was like H bar, you know, there was Solana last year, there was Bitcoin Cash last year, and you know, Bitcoin Cash did go back up to 660. So there were some prices that were going around, but it wasn't like all-time high in your faces 20, 30x gains. It was more like 2 to 4 to 5. You know, in the higher coins, you know, like H bar and Algorand, I think they went a little higher. XRP, obviously, Stellar Lumens, they went up, you know, 4 to 700%. You know, give or take a little bit. You know, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but we didn't see like a massive explosive price action on a lot of coins. Which, you know, to be fair, we really didn't see that much on Bitcoin, guys. I mean, Bitcoin was only up to 60%. I mean, yeah, it's a 50% gain to 100, you know, a little more than that, but you know, it wasn't like Bitcoin exploded from 60 to 300,000. You know, it wasn't like it did a 5x or anything crazy like that. So, you know, I don't really, you know, I'm not really in line with everybody saying, you know, the altcoins didn't pump. You know, it's not. I mean, I hear what you're saying. That's true. You know, that is true where we're at right this second. But that's with everybody pricing this thing on the downside and then more downside to come, which, you know, that might actually not be how this thing plays out, right? Could just be doing a quick little dip. Bitcoin, BTC could go back up over 100,000. You know, we could kind of wobble in between 190 to, you know, 90 to 120. You know, then we could get an explosive action, you know, where Bitcoin goes up to 160,000, you know, and or something like that, where it's a little bit more explosive and it can take some of the altcoins maybe much higher. I mean, I think we saw that, guys. I mean, did you guys see Monero yesterday? And I know we're kind of, you know, going back on this Monero thing, but I mean, it went up pretty damn fast, guys. And I mean, that's what I keep telling you. I told you, I've seen BSV, I've seen Dogecoin go up 200, 300% in like an hour and a half. You know, I remember I was working at this little Mexican restaurant here back in Irvine, and I was just like, holy shit, what the hell is going on? And then an hour later, it was another 100% up, and we were like 250% plus up. And at the same time, some coins like Ethereum Classic were, you know, still sitting at $6, $7, right? You know, so it's they're not all going to move at the same time as much as we want them to try to, you know, paint us this picture that we all know what's going on. None of us really do. Nobody on the internet knows. There's nobody on the internet because the only people that really know are the crypto exchanges because they have all the liquidity. They're able to build out these mathematical formulas and algorithms to simultaneously create markets that otherwise wouldn't exist. You know, a lot of these coins would barely even be, you know, even functionable. They wouldn't even be trading, you know, because there is nobody trading, right? And we're not talking about the top 100. We're talking about, top 2, 3, 400, and then so on into the however many coins there are now. I think Binance had us at, what did they have us at? They had us at like a million coins now. So I mean that's what we're kind of talking about. We're not talking. There are people buying and trading and holding, different coins, like top 100s, Bitcoin Cash. There's people ongoingly buying those, but it's still probably less than we all think. It's probably still not that much in the grand scheme of things. You say, oh, dude, you're bashing your coins. You like. No, I'm just being realistic with you guys. There's nobody out here buying any of the coins that we're talking about here on the channel every single second of every single day. It's not. It's the order book is manufactured by the exchange. The more that coins come off the exchange, the less likely those exchange have influence on the price, right? We've seen this. We've seen this with XRP. The whole people that were buying XRP during the whole lawsuit thing, they were taking it off the exchange. They weren't leaving it on the exchange. And then obviously, once trading kind of resumed, more naturally rather than just people, going through these backdoor ways to get it, that's when the price action exploded. We saw the same thing with Stellar Lumens. We saw the same thing with Bitcoin Cash back last March, 2024. We saw BSV pump at the beginning of the year of 2024 as the top performing coin. And, these altcoins have been all over the place over the last year and a half, really. And, we don't know exactly what's driving that. We don't know exactly if it's people bringing the coins off the exchanges or if it's just, they're trying to pump these things and see what markets people are going into. I mean, look at WorldCoin. It's down to $1. I mean, we were talking about this coin at 11 cents back when Sam, what was it? Sam Altman? Is that his name? Sam Altman or something like that? Here it is. Last March, Bitcoin Cash and some of the other coins went up. It was sitting at over $11. So like this might be a coin to get in now, right? This is just an example. Like I'm not buying coins overpriced anymore. If I buy coins, they're gonna be when I want to buy them. I'm not like rushed into buying these coins anymore. I used to be like, oh, I gotta get these things as quick as possible, but not with the prices that we've seen over the last few years. It just is obvious to me that there's good times to buy it. There's sometimes these coins are overpriced a lot of times. And, I'd rather wait till a lot of them crash and, not wait, but like, I'm not so like anxious to buy crypto coins right now. I'm anxious to get in on coins that I think, are, have a future, like Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic. You guys know the list. They're at the top of the screen. Along with that QR code, guys, feel free to send me a micro payment. I do get those immediately. It's a lot better than getting paid from YouTube. I would much rather this channel be fully supported by the viewers with that QR code and the Bitcoin Cash QR code in the top right corner than I would ever do on YouTube. That just so you guys know. But basically, I guess what I'm saying here is like I'm not super rushed to get in on coins nowadays. Really, I like to take the step back approach and just like kind of watch where they go over like a 3 to 6 month period and buy in that 3 to 6 month period without pressure. No pressure, guys. There's no pressure to get in on any of these. When people are like rushing in to get in on these, I'm going to be selling. I'm going to be like selling my coins off or selling my grayscale off and then waiting for that opportunity again. And if it doesn't come, then like, I'll be buying overpriced coins. But the opportunity always comes back into focus, right? When people are not, I think somebody's left me a comment the other day, like when everybody's talking about a coin on Twitter, don't touch it. Like that's not a coin you want to even be touching, right? When some of these coins, they look at SHIB, for instance, right? Remember when everybody's talking about SHIB? You guys remember, right? When everybody's talking about SHIB, guess where it was? Right here at the fucking very top. So nobody was talking about it when it crashed the first time. It was like, oh, everybody's talking about it here. It crashed. Nobody wanted to talk about it for fucking 2-3 months. And then everybody piled in right at the fucking top. I know people, not tons of people, but I do know one guy that told you he lost like 120 grand buying up here, somewhere up here. It doesn't matter where, if you buy when it's going straight up. When we have these straight up lines, that's a good time to sell. I mean, like we saw this with Stellar Lumen and XRP. Like I was telling you guys, when Stellar Lumens hit 50 cents, I was telling you guys, you know, there's people making mad fucking money on this coin, and they were selling at that point, right? So it's just stupid to think like, oh, hold these coins forever, hold them up forever, forever. No, like hold them for a while, wait till they spike up in price, get a good return on them, dump them, and then come back in and repeat the cycle, right? And if it goes up, like if it goes up like Dogecoin, and it just keeps going up, and you see potential 10x gone, well, like who cares, right? Who really cares? You still got hundreds of percents, thousands of percents up, so it really doesn't matter. Like if you get a couple like 100% up, 1,000% up, and you miss the big one, the price always comes back fucking down. I mean, look at Doge, look at Stellar Lumens. Like you could have sold it 1, 2, 3 times and made a killer ass profit, and you had plenty of time to resituate the position. You might say, well, dude, pull up the log chart and prove it. Yeah, it's a little bit harder to prove. There's a little less opportunity when you think about it, but like there's still a lot of opportunity, guys. Like to think that these coins are going to go up forever is a fucking pipe dream. And I thought that for a very long time. I thought, holding these coins is going to make me rich, and oh, I'm going to have all these coins. I'm going to have this massive bag, and like, oh, this and that. But it's like when the coin prices go down and you need to spend the coins, you find out that that really isn't how it fucking works. You find out that like you should have taken profits. You should have taken more profits than you wanted to, and that's part of the learning experience, guys. I'm not mad that that happened to me. I'm not bitter on it. It's just you learn it based on trial and error, that there's times to buy and there's times to sell. It's just that simple. It's the same with Bitcoin. People are like, oh, hodl forever. Well, like, okay, well, like hodl from 20,000 down to 3,200, hodl from 60,000 down to 16,000. That argument just is retarded. There's no argument there. You can just pull up the graph on any one of these coins and see that that's just a fucking dumb way to think, if you're trying to capitalize in crypto markets. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to maximize my gain. Obviously, I know I'm probably going to sell at a time where I'm going to miss out on some gains, but you're still going to get major profits. If you're getting in at a good time, like right now, crypto I think is at a good time. Even on coins that I haven't really been buying, like Bitcoin Cash at 360, there's going to be a massive pump that is going to bring those coins 10 to 15, maybe even 20x. There might be a handful of them that we talk about here on the channel on the top screen that outperform that, right? Like if Zcash were to go back up to 600 or exceed it to 1,200, 2,000, or a really high level, you always get these 1 or 2 coins that do that every bull run, right? Dogecoin was the last one. SHIB, was one of the coins that did that. Cardano was, one of the coins that did that. But, I look at this stuff as like, there's going to be an opportunity to buy, and that's probably right now. That's probably, like, I think people that are looking at crypto on a daily basis are starting to buy again, or have been buying, for some time. You might just say, oh, I'm just stacking, bro. I'm just stacking. Yeah, like, that's good, but when the coin goes up at least 900 to 12 to 1,500%, like, you should sell off some of your coins, guys, and like go into a stable coin if you want to keep it in crypto, and you want to just go back and forth into crypto. You use a stable coin for that. But like this idea that this stuff is going to go to the moon and stay at the moon and build out moon towns and cities on the moon and stay on the moon forever, it's a fucking pipe dream. And I know it's a bit repetitive, but it's time to take profits if profits seem to be in reach, right? And they're obviously, right now is not the time to take profits unless you got in maybe in, I don't know, 2012, 13 on some of these altcoins. But, I think the time will come where those coins will pump, and, then they'll dump. They pump and dump. That's how this whole crypto market seems to work. They pump up, they come back down. And that's kind of why we got to look at this from that angle, because I think that pump is inbound. I think that pump is coming, guys, and it's going to be a big pump where a lot of these altcoins are going to blow your mind. You're going to see, you're going to see 200-300% gains, and that's just going to put you back where you were at, and then it's going to come down a little bit. Then it's really going to go up really fast, and we've seen this in a handful of coins. Like, look at people that rode Solana from $9 to 200. Well, now it's sitting back down at, oh, look at this, $100, under 100, just last month. Just this month, at the beginning of this month, under $100. Remember when everybody got in on Solana the second time, guys? It was right here. It was at $200. This is where we started seeing, what do we have that guy? What was that Solana guy's name? Adam or something like that, or fucking, when you start hearing characters come into the Twitter spaces like, oh, Ansem, what is his name? Ansem or some shit. It's like, who the fuck are these people? These people come out of nowhere. They're just part of the pump and dump. They're just a character, just like fucking Roaring Kitty, that persona, that goofball with the fucking sunglasses that was basically a paid actor from whoever was really running that pump and dump. And when we start seeing these characters come in the space, guys, that are just like everybody wants to like suddenly listen to these people, it's like that's an obvious time where there's something going on that needs to be examined further. And if you're in those positions in a massive gain already, you should offload those positions. It's almost like if Bitcoin Cash went to like 3 or 5 grand or something, and all of a sudden it's like there's this guy that nobody knows in the Bitcoin Cash community that's somehow got this massive following on Twitter talking about like this new NFT thing or this new cash token that's a new cash token on BCH or something, just something retarded. Like, that is like a indicator to me to like dump coins for now and buy back at a later price. Because, and the same thing with other coins, like for BSV to go to $1,500 or $2,000, and suddenly like there's this new thing on BSV that is, up and coming, that Visa is going to be using or something. We've seen this shit all the time. I saw with Monaco token, they had a Visa partnership, and the fucking company's out of Hong Kong. Like Chris Marsalik's like running a pump and dump. That's all that shit is. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing going on here in the more recent days with crypto. We saw this a lot with like the meme tokens back in the last like 2-3 years, or like 2 years at least, 2023, 24. We had these like pump and dump meme tokens where like suddenly everybody's talking about Pepe. Suddenly everybody's talking about Bonk. But no, like nobody's talking about it. It's just there's a manufactured marketing campaign that is like suddenly what everybody's buying. Like they're suddenly, what's really going on? It's like they're suddenly buying the marketing campaign, but yet it seems like everybody's talking about something. And there's somebody like left me a comment and said, what was it? Yeah, if everybody's talking about something, I'm not buying it. And that's kind of true. Like if you already have the coins and everybody's talking about your coin, that's probably a good idea to sell your coin and buy back at a later price. Because again, we've yet to see crypto in any coin, including BTC, and I'll say the prices again. Bitcoin went up to 20,000 in 2018, crashed all the way down to 30. I think it was like 3,200, right? Then it went up to 10 grand. It went down a little bit, I think to like 6 or 7. Then it went up to 60 during 2021, and then it came down to like 16,000, maybe 15 on some exchanges for a brief moment, and then it went to 107,000, right? So it's just like you take that argument to somebody that just has this mentality of like hodl. Well, yeah, you can hodl, and yeah, it's just like what we're doing here on the channel. Like, yeah, we've been hodling, we still have a good bit of coins. We're still up on some coins, some we're not, but at the end of the day, it's stupid. It's dumb. It's like, why wouldn't you want to sell Bitcoin at 20,000 and then buy it at 3,500, sell it at fucking 60,000 and then buy back at 16,000, or just, obviously you're not going to sell at the very top and sell at the very bottom. The only people that are doing that are the exchanges, because they're able to see the order book play out, and they're able to see when the orders start fizzling out, like when people are no longer buying market orders, and fucking, what is it, like Poloniex is suddenly not filling limit orders now, or some weird shit, or there's like, Upbid is pumping BSV and no other exchange is. Like, there's ways that these exchanges communicate with each other mathematically, and that is just, it's dumb to just think that you're going to be at the top, like the exit on that and the entry point at the very bottom. But if you can sell somewhere in the top and get in somewhere at the bottom, give or take maybe a 30% variance, I would say you're doing pretty good. And again, you don't have to catch every single profit, because then you're just hodling, and you're just, if things are going good for you, yeah, if your crypto is just, kind of a passive investment, but if it's like something that's right there in front of you that, you're depending on as your payment system to, live on, and all this stuff, similar to how I've been doing the last couple years, it just makes sense, guys. I mean, like, if the crypto stuff balloons up to an astronomical level, then sure, yeah, like if you want to sell, you should want to sell, because we know it's not going to go up forever. Nothing goes up forever. Tesla's not going to go up forever. Nvidia is not going to go up forever. It might have points where it goes up, but there's obvious points where it comes down. And a lot of this stuff, especially in crypto, the downward swings will come. It's just, you gotta wait it out, and you gotta be patient on those down swings. We've seen that right here. Look, we're looking at it, the graph here on Solana. Like here, like, yeah, people got in at $100 back on Solana. Guess what? They're 50% up in a couple days, right? And I'll prove it to you guys, right? It went down to under $100 April 7th, and smart money, smart people are up 50%, or somebody's up 50%. There's somebody up 47% if they got in down here. Who got in down here? Who bought Solana down here? I don't know. I don't know who it is. Again, it could be an order book on the exchange, and again, maybe people are just getting in this 30% up or down swing. But there's somebody, there's some entity getting in that's now up in just fucking 21 days, 50% up almost on Solana, because they were sitting on the sidelines with cash, with dollars, with stable coins, or money in the bank or something. And it's, crypto is not just, we got to think about this too, guys, is crypto is not just a for the bankless, or for this you always hear all these things like, oh, crypto is the new money, or the money that takes power away from the banks. No, crypto is like a disruptive payment system, and you can use it on both, on the upside, but on the downside, you can get in and profit on it big time. And that's what, like, a lot of people are doing. That's why you hear about, it's like why Roger Ver sold his Bitcoin, and there's people that have, like, that I thought, like, oh, these people would never sell their Bitcoin, but like finding out that they sold does kind of make me rethink my game plan, because there's obvious times, like, fuck, man, if you were looking at Monero the other day and it pumped up 50%, well, like, and you sold up here, like, holy shit, now you're buying down here, you're buying at fucking 269, and you sold at 369. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you just got to watch this stuff and expect it to move incredibly fast. And, I'm all about taking profits, guys, because I already know that this shit's going to fucking crash and bubble back up, and crash and bubble back up. And sure, I might lose out on some of my positions, but who cares? Like, whatever. Whatever. Like, if I don't sell at the very top, it's better than being caught at the very bottom and then having to sell, and have to sell, right? We've seen that with other coins here. We'll look at Cardano real quick here. But, like, look, obvious time to sell, obvious time to sell. I'm sure we'll have a point up here where it's like way up here, obvious time to sell. And sure, yeah, maybe it'll go down, and maybe it'll be a massive crypto run, and like it'll go all the way up here on the screen, right? And then it'll only be like you'll only have an opportunity if it crashes like down here. But again, who cares? Who gives a fuck? I mean, when you make 1,000% on your crypto, there'll be I wouldn't give a fuck really, because if it's not this coin, there's another coin to get in on. You know, there's other coins than just one coin. You know, this idea of just like, oh, I need to buy like these handful of coins only. Like I'm all about buying different coins, guys. You know, like in the next opportunity I get, if I see a coin, you know, that I think is going to be good. But that's kind of my thought on like what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not gonna hold, like, obviously I'm not gonna sell all my coins off. I'll probably only do this formula or this game plan for like half my investment, just in case. But I'm sure I'll be looking at that half investment going, shit, man, I should have sold more of that, you know? That's what I look at. That's how I look at every single thing. Like, I should have sold more of this stuff when the prices were up, right? So yeah, I mean, it's just dumb to think the hodl mentality is for fucking morons. The hodl mentality is just marketed so people will hold forever so other people can exit the space and with the profits. That's all it is. You know, it's not, the hodl mentality is for people that are just fucking retarded, in my opinion. Hodling hasn't worked for me. Oh, you're hodling the wrong coins. Well, yeah, if I was hodling Bitcoin, yeah, it would be up, but that's assuming that I would never have to spend any of my Bitcoin. And I already would have had to spend it. So it doesn't, the hodl argument is just dumb. You know, that people need to rethink hodling. It's just fucking retarded. I used to think, oh yeah, just hodl, hodl, hodl. Yeah, like, yeah, I'll sell and you guys hodl. Or, you know, not people on the channel, obviously. I'm saying like you other people that have this mentality. You hodl. I'll be back to buy when it's on sale again, like it is every fucking time. You know, because it always is on sale. You know, the crypto price. I mean, look at Bitcoin Cash. It's between $100 and like $400 for the last 7 years, basically. There's only been like 2 or 3 months, 4 months maybe, that you can look at that coin and say, oh, well, like it went to 1600, yeah, for like what, 10 days? Same with BSV. It went to like 300, like for what, 3 days? Oh, Ethereum Classic, well, you always talk about it. You just made a video today about it. Yeah, it went from $9 to 200 for like 21 days. So, again, there's obvious times where the market is like overpriced as fuck. And it's those straight lines I was telling you about. Like when you see a straight line on a coin, it's obvious that you should fucking sell. Like right here, you know? And, you know, I'm not saying it's like a fear I have, but like, yeah, sure. It could go way higher and then you're never going to have the opportunity. But like, I don't think so. I think you will have the opportunity because all the coins have came back down, including BTC. So it's even the most prized possession. You know, everybody that's, oh, you just gotta buy Bitcoin and hodl, man. We just told you. I know the prices in my head, guys. I mean, I look at prices every single day. And it's not like, oh, you're acting like you know everything. It's like, no, it's just basic. It's just look at the graph. 20,000 to 3,500 to 60,000 to 16,000 to 60,000 again, sideways action to 107,000. So if Bitcoin goes to a million, so what? Who cares? Who cares if Bitcoin goes to a million? Then it's going to come back down to what? 200,000? So it's like, again, if you're getting in at $1 million and you're hodling back down to $200,000, well, congratulations, you just lost most of your money. That's what happens with crypto every single time. And the altcoins are even more volatile to this. They'll shave off gains that are even, you know, more monumental, but then they'll take those gains away on the downside just as fast, right? That's what I've seen, experienced. And I only talk from experience, guys. You know, I'm only giving you guys my honest opinion about this stuff. I think crypto is probably the best investment most of us can make. But it's only an investment if you take profits. If not, you're just, you're just going to be fucking hodling this stuff forever. And then when you need to spend your coins, you're going to be wishing you spent your coins at a higher price, because the prices are always going to come back down to somewhere lower than when people were talking and telling you hodl. It's like, you guys hodl, I'll be selling at 2,000% up and buying back down when everybody's fucking exiting the space because they lost all their money. So that's my game plan. Let's jump into some comments, guys. Again, I'm only trying to help you. I'm only trying to give you guys my honest opinion. Being in some of these coins for 7+ years and seeing like the coins underperform, and even seeing Bitcoin underperform in terms of the explosive price action that we all thought would have happened. I would be senile and giving you guys bad advice if I were telling you, oh, just buy it and hold it forever. That would be bad advice. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be taking profits. So that's my thing. I'm going to be taking profits, especially if I get this new job here that I'm going to hear back from this guy on Wednesday. It's gonna open the door up for a whole nother, it's gonna be badass. It's gonna basically open up the door for this channel. We're gonna start taking profits, short-term profits on some of these speculative markets. And it's not gonna be meme tokens. I'll tell you that. It's not gonna be meme tokens. So like I said, I got a little bit of stuff here. We'll go through here on these comments. But like I said, if I get this job making potentially 120,000 a year, and that's take home. That's not on the books, guys. That's not what my taxable income will be. That'll be what I bring home. I'm gonna be putting that money to work in the crypto markets on like a lot of the coins that we talk about here on the channel, and a lot of the derivatives products I've been seeing on crypto.com. I'm gonna be risking $2,000-$3,000 bets. If they don't pan out, well, they go to zero. But if they do pan out, you're up 20,000-30,000. I'll be doing them live. I'll probably be doing them live here on the channel, live at some point. But again, speculative stuff, right? So let's dive into a few of these comments here. A lot of people have been leaving comments. Looks like we have some new troll on here. It's the same people, guys. It's either like one or two of these people I went to high school, or just like one of these hater people that, I've tagged or something. It's just like, these people are just fucking retarded, but they're basically just gonna keep creating new accounts, basically, so they let me know that they're still watching the show, right? They're still letting me know that their voice is wanting to be heard, but it's utterly pathetic, right? You know that. All right, so Sapphire Spire. We were making that video yesterday. I was at work. We saw that Monero pump, 37%. I heard 50. On some places, and it came down pretty darn quick too. It's only speculation due to the theft of BTC, and I did read into that. So appreciate you, Sapphire. Could have just well been a legit exchange for BTC for XMR to someone who understands the fundamentals. Yeah, the fundamentals are this, guys. Once the coins come out off the exchanges, we're going to start seeing super sensitive price explosions when just a little bit of liquidity gets introduced to these altcoin markets, because the order books on these exchanges aren't able to function with just a little injection of liquidity, because there's less coins on the exchanges. There are more coins in our wallets. We're taking them off the exchanges, and it makes these coins super sensitive to price movements. That's why we saw XMR. That's why Zach XBT was talking that's why Monero XMR price spiked last night. And it's a true statement. There's been other people talking about it. There's been other people on the internet talking about this. Bitcoin Cash podcast was talking about this stuff over the weekend. I saw their podcast on a rerun. I missed the live, but did watch that. All right, so let's look what Chad, you barely go live now. Maybe we should pick up to ECC back. Well, I'm live now, Jay. You made me go live, my man. So don't worry, Jay. I'm live because I'm actually live because I read this comment. I said, Jay's been watching the show for a while. I'm gonna go live tonight when I get off work. Okay, and I ended up coming on. So thanks, Jay. FJJ Cruiser. Look at this person. I'm not even gonna click on it because I clicked on him earlier. They just created this account yesterday, all so they could leave a comment. Should we report them yet? Should we block them yet? Nah, we'll give them a couple more times. We know they're gonna just make another account and come back down. Doug Garrison 8432 is still holding his ETC bag at 28. I will keep holding 500 plus. Well, I'm going to say this, Doug. Maybe hold, maybe sell some at 500, because if you're from 3 to 500%, that's $30 to $500. I think you should take some profits. I think you should take out some profits, maybe put it in a stable coin, maybe Tether or USD coin, and just enjoy those profits too, and maybe ETC will come back down from 500, maybe to say, 120 or 130. You have all of those gains, you can pile back into your favorite coin. But again, I'm not recommending you don't do what you want. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to be taking profits, guys. I'm going to be moving some of my profits into stable coins, waiting for the market to fizzle down. If it goes up and whatever, I have a big enough bag where if it goes up, 700-800%, I'm already way up there, guys. I'm already way up there. And this might not apply to you if you're just starting out your portfolio. It might make more sense to hodl. You might maybe have a very new portfolio where you just started over the last few months and you don't have thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on this stuff. Maybe you do, but if you don't and you're just starting out small, maybe it is better to hodl. Maybe you need to get your feet wet with some of this stuff and build that bag up to something substantial. And what is a substantial portfolio? Like, I don't know. It's all relative, but like I would say, like, my goal is $100,000 bear market portfolio. That's my my goal, right? And I've had a multi-$100,000 bull market portfolio. That's a different than a $100,000 bear market. If you have a $100,000 bear market portfolio, you're guaranteed to become a millionaire in a massive bull run. And it might take you 3 to 5 years, maybe it'll take you 8 to 10 years or whatever. But if you're diversified enough and you have a $100,000 bear market portfolio, likely you're going to go to $1 million, and then you'll be a millionaire. And $1 million, like, is it a lot of money? Yeah, it's a lot, but like, is it enough to like live forever comfortably? Not at the rate that inflation is going. I'll tell you that. Not if you have to buy a home or you have a family or any of these things. It's not going to be enough. You're going to need at least a couple million, probably I would say 5 to 10 million inflation adjusted over the next 30 years, right? So, not putting you down, not putting myself down here, but we haven't made the millionaires club, but it's definitely going to take at least those numbers. I think a bear market minimum portfolio of 100 grand, unless you're just like picking all the right coins. Maybe you could get away with like a 50 or $30,000 portfolio if you're picking like 20x coins. But the likelihood of that, I don't know. You'd have to be, in this stuff for quite a while and buying, coins that are for sure going to perform, right? And we always have coins that underperform. I've had coins that have underperformed. I've had coins like Ethereum Classic that overperformed, that like outperformed even what I thought. And that's just the luck of the draw, Yeah, Bill B89 said that. He said, alts are stagnant this bull cycle. I didn't expect this at all. Yep, that's true. It is, but that's also assuming that this bull cycle is concluding, right? I think true. So here's this troll, guys. Like I said, just started a portfolio or just started a YouTube channel, all so they could come and badmouth the chainer. Get back to work, you little lady. Your tiny portfolio isn't going anywhere. I would bet every coin in my bag that I have a bigger portfolio than people like this, because people that have bigger portfolios, the last thing they do is come down and shit on a fucking person trying to build their portfolio, right? I would never in a million years would I spend even a fucking second talking shit about somebody trying to build a crypto portfolio. Like, what a fucking loser. So Mr. Guilty Fool, Crypto Wojak is always inspirational. Thanks, man. Thank you. So 237 to 311 in 26 minutes. I saw the graph. It was literally it was two spikes. The main spike happened in like less than 10 minutes. So I think they're probably talking about the spike up from 237 to 311. There were two major spikes. There was one spike that was like 20%, happened in about 9 minutes from what I saw. So I think that'll wrap it up here. Legenda, bought more BSV, Eliso, shout outs. I think that'll wrap it up here. We'll pop in the chat here. I'm sure there's somebody that has something to say. All right, yeah. So guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, check us out here on Cryptocurrency Theory. We do a great job of letting you guys know what's going on. That way you don't get caught up in the mess. Yeah, what's up, Mr. Fool? My guy. What is good, Mr. Fool? What is going on? Disappointed that XMR can't hold $300. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm not disappointed, Mr. Fool, only because I guess I'm a little disappointed. You know, I'm always a little disappointed. But Monero looks like it's breaking out, Mr. Fool. I'm just gonna pull it up here on the graph. I don't know if you saw the overall chart. Even when it spikes up like this, here's the second jump I was telling you about that happened really fucking fast. So yeah, it was this one to 352. Maybe it was that one. Maybe it was this one. Maybe there were two in here. Okay, maybe I think it was this one actually, this main spike. So if you look at Monero on a 5-year chart, it's looking pretty damn good. So it just broke out of the 3-year. You know, it's on this trajectory right here, and it kind of like just broke out. We've kind of been like, you know, we've been kind of teasing this breakout moment since like last December, right? It looked like it was going to do it in December, then it kind of like went up a little bit. It did kind of break out, but like this was a substantial break for XMR. So I mean, yeah, I'm like kind of disappointed in like the fact that it didn't like hold above $300, but like I'm not so much disappointed in it when we look at the chart on the you know, here it is on Ethereum, right? And look, it's even breaking out on Ethereum. It like finally broke out all the way back. We haven't seen this price action since damn near 2021, right? So I got it pegged against Ethereum. If you guys are just watching here, just tuning in, I just switched it on from you know, USD dollars to Ethereum, and like we have not seen this price action since like the height of the crypto bull run, and it's broke out. Like I mean, it hasn't like, I mean, broke out like it's barely broke out, but I mean it has broke out, right? We have not seen this price action since May, June of 2021, right? You guys see that on the chart? And like I said, it's teased it a few times on the dollar, but let's see what it's looking like on Bitcoin. So like, yeah, I mean, would I love Monero to be at $300 like Mr. Fool? Of course, who the fuck wouldn't? But at the same time, you know, it's you know, it's looking pretty good. You know, Monero's down on Bitcoin, but obviously Bitcoin's gone up. We could still see some explosive price action that could blow people's minds. Like, what if we, you know, like let's say theoretically we were right here, right? You know, in this zone right here, right. We were at in the summer of 2016, right? Let's just see we get one spike, one massive spike. That's all it would take. That would be all it would take. We'd have a whole new, everybody would have a whole new perception on any altcoin that experienced that massive spike. And that could happen, right? That really could happen. BCH, what's good? What's good? What's good? Patrick RG. I've been in Mexico for almost a year, my guy. Been in Mexico for almost a year. But I don't know if it's really been, I kind of thought about it. I don't really know if it's even been worth it, honestly. I've spent so much money in gas and transportation and all this shit. I'm almost thinking like it wasn't a good idea, honestly, to be honest. Because I wasn't able to get my real estate going, dude, That's what it was. Like if I could have got my real estate going, yeah, it would have been great. But now I'm just driving back and forth. It's like fucking stupid. But yeah, I might be moving. I might be moving back to San Diego. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. We'll probably know here. I've been looking at a few places. Hodling only works if you're in the right crypto. Exactly. Exactly. You think BCH will get over 1,000 again? Yes, absolutely. Bitcoin Cash will touch 1,000 pretty quick. It's just a matter of when. Satoshi, one fucking coin to rule them all. What coin? Poker 13. With a portfolio less than 40K. Dude, what's your fucking portfolio? Why are you worried about people? Dude, you know how much, guys, you know what's funny? Is I don't spend even a second worrying about how much somebody's portfolio is other than my own. Like, this is just like, the people like this don't even have a fucking portfolio. Their portfolio is tiny. It's like, and not tiny in the sense that I don't respect people that have a small portfolio, but it's tiny in the sense that it doesn't perform. It's not going to perform, and that's the whole reason they're hating on my portfolio. We're talking about crypto, right? Are we talking about penis size here? Yeah, but yeah, you have a small penis and you have a small portfolio, Poker G, in your own right, okay? CT, what's good? BCH. My car loan is worth more than that. Well, congratulations, you're a fucking moron. Cars are going to depreciate faster than any fucking asset, so you just prove you're a fucking moron. Thanks a lot. Mr. Fool, this crypto bull run is like most OG alts are not even 10x. Yeah, but they could 10x though, Mr. Fool. That's the thing. That's the thing, is like people are assuming. I don't think you're assuming, Mr. Fool. I'm just saying people in general have left certain coins because they're assuming they're not gonna perform a 10x. I think a lot of the coins that we're talking about here on the channel are probably gonna 20x. Okay, and to be fair, some of them are already up 5 to 6x, 4x from their bottom after the FTX and Terra Luna fallout, right? If you look at coins like Bitcoin Cash, it went from $80 to $600, so it already did a 7x, right? Obviously, we're not getting in at the very bottom, but that's assuming that $600 is the very top, and I don't think that that's the case. I think that there is, there's a very high probability that a lot of these coins could outperform. So, all right. So, how can you be bigger loser than a 40-year-old waiter? Well, I could be you. I could be putting somebody down that has nothing better to do, yet they keep coming back down to the channel. My car alone is worth more than your pile. Well, go make a fucking YouTube channel about your car and talk about how it's depreciating, losing money every day. Fucking moron. Pretty happy with my YouTube vids hits right now. Mr. Fool, I didn't know you were making YouTube. I didn't know that you were. I saw Legendo was doing some music videos, but I did not. I'll have to check out your YouTube channel, Mr. Fool. I didn't. If I'm not subscribed, I don't think I saw your videos. Did I see them? Because I knew that Smooth Operator has been making music videos recently. My bag will pump and my dick will stop working and I'm at the nursing home. Yeah, probably. Right. Yeah, we're all going to end up at the nursing home probably, my friend, at some point. Unless we have enough crypto to have the nursing home come to our home, right? Yeah, here's this little hater guy again. Yeah, your portfolio is tiny and you must be new to crypto. Like, get a life, man. If you don't like the channel, why the fuck do you come here? Like, you're probably the same person talking back and forth. That's why you have new... You know what's so funny, guys? You guys can click on these two people, and it'll say it'll say that they just created an account yesterday. So that's how bored these people are. I block them from one account, so they go through the effort of getting a new email address, creating a new YouTube account. Also, they can come into my channel, so my crypto channel, so they can try to have some type of voice in the channel because they have nothing going on in their life. Can you imagine that, guys? That's like, I want to give you an example. That's like me being banned from watching your channel and then me going to create another account just so people will read my comment in your channel. Like, I would have to be a fucking loser for that to, I mean, I'm sorry, like, get a life, really. Like, come on. Minimum wage trade. I'll check it out, dude, for sure. Check it out for sure. I'm gonna subscribe right now, my man. Oh shit, my dude. You got some good views. Fuck yeah. It's awesome, dude. You got 1.8 thousand views. Holy shit. That's great, dude. I'm gonna subscribe right now, dude. Your 30th subscriber. Rumble, you got a Rumble account too? Word. Yeah, I had a Rumble account too, Mr. Full, but when you get your channel, when you get your channel above, or when you get it monetized, your Rumble will stop. You know, I don't know how you're posting on Rumble, but I have it linked where it's like all my videos would go to Rumble. Like just it would sync them all. I forget how I did it, but I think it was through what was it through? OBS, I think maybe when I did my lives. But anyways, so once you get monetized on YouTube, and at the rate you're going, it probably won't take you very long, that many views on one video. But once you get monetized, your Rumble account will stop taking those videos because it's I guess a conflict of interest between YouTube and Rumble. So just a little FYI. I mean, if you want to stay on Rumble, I don't think there's as big of an audience. But maybe there is. But yeah, of course, Mr. Full. I'd love to subscribe. I support you anywhere I can. What my take on BCH right now? BCH, guys, is a top performing coin at the moment. It's not in terms of price, but in terms of where the prices are holding. So like, let's look at the volumes real quick. We haven't looked at volumes in a while. Still down here on the volume. It's we looked at Bitcoin Cash, guys, when I started this channel back in 2023. I think we started doing some live stream, or 2022. We started doing some nightly live streams after the FTX collapse. If you guys remember, I think there were some people here that have been here that long. We were doing like the Bitcoin Cash live stream, or Bitcoin Cash live show. And Bitcoin Cash, if you watch some of those live streams from back then, for months, we were like top 4 volumes on the top 100 for months. For like, not 4 months, but for months on end. We were like, every time we looked, it was like Bitcoin Cash was no less than like number 5 or 6. And it's came down a little. I mean, obviously, it's not like the top 4 or 5, but it's only like top 10 for volume. And a lot of these coins, they don't stay on like Virtual Protocol, Pudgy Penguins. These won't be on top volumes for very long. It's just because they spiked 127% in a week. But my take on Bitcoin Cash, guys, if we look at the log chart suggests to me, when I visually look at it, that it's doing pretty good in comparison to like a lot of the top 100 coins, right? It's at a breakout moment. It's at $370, almost $400. If we got a massive pump to $1,000, people would start looking at it again. They wouldn't start buying it likely, and then we go to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and that's where we got to start watching it. Like, it's going to be a top performing coin. I put Bitcoin Cash as high as 20,000, and I know that seems unrealistic, but we've been at 376 before. We actually have. You just don't see it right back here. We went to 212, and then we went to 4,000. I bought Bitcoin Cash at 336 after the fork. And I actually got a good bit of gains. I didn't write it to 4,000. I actually sold it up here at $600 because this was like when I was first introduced to crypto. I really didn't know what was going in, but I can pull up the price. But yeah, Bitcoin Cash went to 200 and then it went to 4,000. So do not be fooled. Do not think that like, oh, Bitcoin Cash hasn't performed. I'm getting anxious. I want it to hurry up and go up and all this stuff. Like, not that you're doing that, But just don't be fooled in thinking that like Bitcoin Cash can't rally to 4,000 relatively quick. It did it in 3 months. It did it in a 2 month, 2 to 3 months, from like what, like August to November. I actually remember when Bitcoin Cash was battling hash rate with BTC, and it was at like it was like number one, number two, number one, number two out of the top 100s. No, like a lot of people haven't been in crypto long enough to even like they didn't even see that. So they just think like, oh, Bitcoin Cash is just an altcoin. It's just not like, no, Bitcoin Cash was like battling for market share against BTC, flipping Bitcoin, and it just ended up that BTC ended up, being the champion of that battle. But it's like, dude, just for a coin to reach that, pinnacle moment, is pretty fucking badass if you ask me. All right, so Mr. Fool, what's good? Did not know you have a Rumble account and manual uploads it. Upload. Yeah, that's why I used to do it. I manually upload it. Most videos are monetized, but only on videos have ads. Okay. Tired voice. Again, this is just like the same person. So I'm just gonna ban you, dude. You're fucking annoying. Let's see. How much crypto? You're just the same person talking to yourself. So we're gonna ban both of you. We're gonna ban both of you because I just, we'll put you in a timeout. How's 24 hours? Bye. See you later. See you later. It's the same person. They're just talking back and forth to each other. So it's like, actually, no, we're just gonna ban you. We're gonna make you have to go through the creating a new account and all that stuff. Give you some work to do over the weekend, hopefully. So yeah, these people they literally create accounts so they could come back to this channel. Like I said, it's probably one of these douchebags from high school that I went to, fucking losers, or just some loser that I've tagged in a video because they're stupid and they just got nothing better to do. So many people hate on BCH though, and it's the hardest coin to find any updates on. It's frustrating being an owner of these coins. Yeah, I know. But you know what? Here's the thing, like people don't have to validate. You don't have to like that's how I felt for a while too. And that's why I started making Bitcoin Cash videos. Is I'm like, damn, dude, there's got to be people out here that are like-minded people that want to, talk about these coins and like, there's got to be some type of like, rallying around this idea that these coins could come to surface and be a top performing coin. And yeah, there's not a lot of people talking about these coins, but like there wasn't a lot of people talking about Bitcoin. And look what happened. There wasn't a lot of people talking about a lot of these pump and dump coins until they went up in price. And like it's when everybody starts talking about these coins, suddenly everybody just wants to get in on these coins ASAP. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't worry about. I know what you're saying. I wish there were more people making videos and a lot of the Bitcoin Cash and BSV. I saw Joshua Hensley's gone off YouTube too. His account was gone the other day, and I don't know what happened. I thought he was making videos again, but I looked. I was like, I wonder if Josh made a video yet. And I was like, where's his account? So I think he like deleted his YouTube. So like, and then there was like First Mill, there was like some other people that have like come in and out of the Bitcoin Cash space, or people that have like temporarily been here that have made videos, and then they just people aren't disciplined enough to stay in this stuff for like more than like 2 to 3 years. That's what I've learned. Most people will be in crypto, they'll watch it for 2 or 3 years, they'll take 2 or 3 years off, then they'll be back in when it goes up in price. So like if you're in crypto, like I've been in crypto almost 8 years. I can't get enough of it, and I can't wait to sell my coins at a 20x. But like, am I going to? Probably not. I'll probably hold my coins still. BSV, Bitcoin SV is the ticker. It's BSV. It's Bitcoin SV. Okay. I mean, like, if you think Bitcoin SV is Craig coin, you're fucking stupid too. It's like, I mean, it's like. That's just the dumbest shit, man. Like, I don't know where these people come up with this shit. So let's just see. Let's just see. Yeah, this person just created a fucking account. You're out of here, dude. Goodbye, Harry. I'm glad you have so much fucking time on your hand where you literally create an account just to come into this chat and get banned. So, like, I hope you can create an account way quicker. Got to get faster on creating those accounts. So we're going to ban you. And yeah, we're just going to ban you. We're going to ban you out of the chat. Bye-bye. Like, people have AI. First Millie, you know, he's a lot of the stuff he said was kind of way out there. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't like him making videos, but like a lot of his things were just like he was thinking. I think he thought he was influencing the market, which I don't feel like he was. But I don't think that First Mill is a bad dude. I just think that he was kind of losing his mind towards the end of him making videos, because he was kind of like he was like trying to like say, oh, like Roger, like trying to tell Roger Ver to get in touch with him, or like trying to like make it seem as if like he was connected like with these people, and it's like there was not really a point to that, but he was trying to make it seem like he was like it seemed pretty desperate towards the end. I mean, again, I'm nothing against First Mill, but he kind of just like kind of lost it towards the end, I feel like. So I don't know if he's even holding Bitcoin Cash anymore. Yeah, I mean, he also said he was selling in 2025. So I mean, 2025 isn't over. You know, maybe if Bitcoin Cash hits an all-time high in 2025, maybe maybe he was right about everything. But I think he like was getting frustrated that the coin wasn't performing, and you can kind of tell that in his videos. Okay. So dude, you're literally making another account. You're so pathetic. Like, get a life, man. Like, seriously. So, what's sad is you just made another account to come talk in the channel. That's what's sad, David. Whatever the fuck your name is. Yeah, I mean, again, nothing against First Mill. He watches this channel, you know, and he's cool. He's a cool dude. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him, but I think he got, I think he just got like, he had put so much effort into promoting Bitcoin Cash, like when there was nobody promoting it, like when it had just like, once people stopped talking about it after the bull run of 2021, he was talking about it before that, believe, and then he was the only one talking about it until like then there was like the Bitcoin Cash podcast, and there was like some other people that were like making videos here and there, but he was the only one making consistent videos, and he did a really good job. But I don't think he thought, he was just trying to make it seem like it just seemed fake. I wasn't buying everything he was saying, because it seemed as if he was trying to portray himself as like something he wasn't, which people always find, they can always see through the lines, and say, oh, well, maybe this guy is just, he's nothing wrong with like boosting up your persona and making yourself look like, but I got this vibe. I mean, it was like riding around and like test driving all these cars and make it seem like he was like driving these cars around. He never really like said specifically. It just got to the point where it was like, okay, what am I watching? Am I watching somebody that's passionately talking about a coin, or am I watching somebody that's just like trying to like elude to me that he has money and that he's like this real estate guru and like all these things? I just really wasn't buying it towards the end. And then he stopped making videos, so there wasn't even the entertainment factor behind it anymore. It was like, at least it was entertaining to watch, when there was nothing to watch. And then it was like, then he was like, oh, I'm not going to be making videos. And it's like, okay, well, like, okay. So it just kind of fizzled out, So, I mean, I wish First Mill the best. Hopefully he'll be making more videos. But I think he got too deep into Bitcoin Cash when the price went down. And maybe his other, maybe he's doing great. Maybe maybe he's a multimillionaire, but it didn't seem that way. So Caesar talks about a lot less for the last few months. Yeah, Caesar, I stopped kind of watching him. I was watching him for a little bit of time. But the thing with Caesar is like, he's like just making videos to get people to click on him. It's like his videos I mean, he's not even talking about Bitcoin Cash anymore. He's the only thing he talks about is like coins that are up in a specific like Onyx coin. Like if you guys bought Onyx coin, I mean, most people lost all their money on it. It's like he's just turning into a clickbaiter. So I mean, nothing wrong with that. If that's what his goal is. If he's just trying to make money on YouTube, but I'd have to be making a lot more money on YouTube than I do for me to just make videos about whatever coin is up that has like, like he should know better than like a lot of the coins he talks about. He should know that those are trash coins. They're not ever gonna be anything. I would say like at least half of the coins he talks about are just garbage. There's no fundamentals backing any of them up, so therefore it kind of says something about like that he's still talking about these coins that are just like he had a couple coins that had fundamentals behind that he would talk about pretty regularly. But like he even admitted like he didn't even hold Grayscale. So it's like he had this whole Grayscale audience that was following him and he wasn't even invested in Grayscale. So I mean maybe he's got a good idea, but um, you know, but yeah, he doesn't talk about Bitcoin Cash, I mean, much anymore. It's like he's just talking about whatever's up. Oh my gosh, dude, really? Another account? You just created this account today. You just created this account, June. Like you literally are creating an account just to come back to the channel to you gotta get it. You gotta go find somewhere else to hang out, my man. Like, get a life. Seriously. Like, what a loser. Have you watched Miss a Million? No, I did not. Yeah, your VPN is failing you, June. Oh, he did talk about BCH a couple days ago. I mean, dude, like Mr. Fool, nothing against Caesar. He's built an incredible YouTube channel. He has an incredible following. He's definitely doing something right. I just the his I've noticed after watching him for a few months because I knew that everybody on my channel back a couple months ago or a couple years ago was watching Caesar. It says there used to be a function on YouTube where you could see like who was watching, what your other viewers were watching. So like I knew Caesar when his channel was like I think 5,000 subscribers. I think last I checked he has like over 30,000. But I'm just saying, he's now making a good bit of money on YouTube, probably, anywhere from if I had if I had to use my own money of what this channel generates per click, probably I don't know, 75 to 150 a day on his YouTube channel. It's like he's doing pretty damn good. But he's also talked about a lot of coins that if you're a crypto person, you should know that there's no opportunity in those coins for your viewers. Like I'm not going to tell people to go buy fucking, cupcake coin or, some of these coins that he talks about just because some technical indicator is showing that it's a good buy. It's like, I think his channel could be, and who am I to tell him what his channel can be? I'm just saying I would find value and want to watch his channel again if he would talk about more of the fundamental stuff. If he would talk about less of these random tokens that are for sure going to go to zero. But again, maybe he's who am I to tell? Who am I to say? What does my opinion matter? It doesn't. So he's got more subscribers than me. His videos get much more viewers than me, so he's obviously doing something right. I'm just, for my channel, I'm never going to come on here and talk about, random tokens that I know fundamentally have no future. Why? Because for one, the people watching this channel wouldn't get anything out of that beneficial other than losing money. And who wants to lose money, So it's like Joshua Hensley, right? Like seriously, bro? Like you're pretending to be Joshua Hensley now? Come on, dude. Joined 1 minute ago. Like you're bored, man. So bored. You gotta get a life, man. What if I don't even make $5 a month, dude? And what do you know what I make? And secondly, like, get a fucking life, man. You're literally You're creating an account. I'm just gonna ban you every time you create it. So have fun just creating a an account every 5 minutes to come back here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, I don't want to be a full-time YouTuber. That's not something I want to do. Especially with crypto. Maybe if I started, I was also thinking about bringing some other topics into this channel that like are not crypto related. We've had a couple videos that have done pretty well in terms of like this channel. Nothing crazy where it's like millions of views or anything, but I have done a couple videos that have been completely non-crypto related that have done pretty good, that are kind of in line with the same people watching. So I know people like enjoy watching this channel. And I'm all for making this channel like somewhat eclectic and just making it like stuff that I want to do and things that I want to talk about, um, rather than just like so crypto focused all the time. Because like there's the real world, there's the crypto world, and then there's like the in between. And like I'm always gonna be in between, going in and out of crypto positions and buying coins and holding coins because I'm a crypto guy. But like there's other stuff that I like to talk about, other things and other ways that could potentially build this channel and reach a bigger following. And those people, I would always talk about crypto. I'm not saying that the channel would be switching from like an on-off switch to real estate or anything like that. I'm just saying integrate some of these things, because I do have a real estate license. I'm gonna be doing my stuff here. So it's always like I can always the channel's already monetized. The channel already has 3,000 subscribers. If I lose 500 subscribers or 100 subscribers because I don't talk about crypto every single video, like I've done times where like I've not talked about crypto for like a couple videos and I don't lose any subscribers. I still gain subscribers. So it's like it's not like people are like not wanting to watch this channel because I make a video that's like not crypto related. It's like the videos. It's I don't have any intention of being a full-time YouTuber anytime soon. I'd have to make a video that wanted me to be a full-time YouTuber because I'm not willing to wait to make money. I mean, like this channel's never made more than like $150 a month, and that's like, oh well, dude, you're not trying hard enough. It's like, no, I have tried, but the intention is not to like to be a full-time YouTuber right now. Maybe in like the next 10 years, maybe in the next 7 to 10 years after my real estate, but like I want to have a real career. I want to have like a real um I like being in the real world, guys. I like going to work and even being a waiter and participating in the real world because that real world money buys the crypto assets that I have. And I always told you guys, like, if the channel just, I'm never going to delete the channel, but like, can I see myself taking a year off from YouTube or 6 months off from YouTube, or like maybe not even making YouTube any videos anymore just because I don't feel like making them? Yeah, I honestly could, because I'm not that passionate about YouTube. I am that passionate about crypto. So if I'm working and making money and buying crypto, I don't have to come on YouTube and talk about it all the time. I mean, it's like, I'm not, I like making videos. And when I want to make a video, I make a video. If I want to if I like doing live streams and interacting with people on the channel. So like, if I, if I make, if I do a live stream and talk with you guys, it's because I want to do it. But like, if I don't want to do it, I just don't do it. It's not like I'm not obligated. I don't feel the obligation to make a video. If I want to take, and I don't mean it like, oh, I don't miss you guys or miss you guys and girls talking with you and all that. It's just like, I don't have like there's not a serious passion there to like be a YouTuber at this current moment. It's not there. It's the whole reason it's not happening is because I don't have do I like having a YouTube channel that's monetized that, has the ability to one day maybe be something? Yeah. But I also want to have, like I said, I want to have a real way of making money. And right now that's being a professional career waiter. And you know, I enjoy doing it. I don't like, I don't like sitting in an office all fucking day. I don't like sitting all down all day. I like moving around, walking out with $400 a night, being able to turn around, have my bills, have my savings, have my crypto being purchased on a daily. You know, it's good being a waiter, guys. You get paid every night. You know, you make $400 a night. You know, $500, $700 a night on a weekend. You got money to spend. You got money to play around with. You can, you know, you can buy some riskier assets, you know, play some of these bets on some of these things. And you know, I like that. I like getting money. You know, the thing with real estate is the market's been kind of wonky recently, and you know, I haven't been able to get into that wonky market. You know, when it was a bull market in real estate, I was doing great, but it's now like kind of a bear market in real estate, and you know, I'm having to try to find my footing, which I told you guys I'm going to be doing a lot of trust sales. Like I'm going to be going down to the courthouse to get, you know, death records, and kind of like targeting that clientele for people that have lost loved ones, and you know, try to help them sell their house or whatnot. So I mean, I have ideas, and I want to have that real career. You know, I want to have that real business, and you know, I want to work the waiter gig at night where I can make $300 to $500 a night. And guys, the place that I'm going to be working at if I get this job, I will be making $300 to $500 cash per night walking out with that money. Do you know how much I can do with that money in the course of like 6 months to a year? If you're making 300 to 500 a night, I'll be making anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 a week. And my bills aren't that much, guys. I don't have a 3,000 or $4,000 mortgage, and fucking, fucking $1,200 a month car payment and all this shit. I don't have a lot of bills. So I can really utilize that money to my advantage by making that $2,000 a week. And the manager told me, he said, dude, he's like, if I hire you, you're gonna be bringing home over 100 grand a year. Bringing home. That doesn't mean you're gonna be making 70, and you know you're gonna be paying 30,000 in taxes. I'll be paying a lot of money in taxes, but I will be bringing home like between 120,000 a year, give or take a little bit, cash per, over the course of a night. You know, it's like, what is that, like 2,000 a week? You know, that's like making 2,000 a week. 2,000 a week, guys. If you're working at a career job or you're getting tax taken off the top, they're about to do that thing where they're not even going to tax tips. It's going through the Senate right now. You know, you guys, follow that or whatever. But that's like making like 160, 170,000 a year. So I'll be making equivalent 160 to 170,000 a year if I had a career salary job, and all this thing. But I'll be bringing that home in cash per night over the course of the time I work there. And guys, the shifts are like 4 or 5 hours. I mean, it's not like I'm there 9 hours. The shifts start at like 5 o'clock. You're out of there by 10. And it's not that hard. You have a whole support staff that does a lot of the grunt work. You obviously tip them out or whatever. But it's not that bad. It's like 4 or 5 hours a night. You make $500 or more. There's been nights I've walked out with over $1,000. At some of the places I've worked at. But like I said, I get in there, I get in there, and he already told me the money, he already told me everything. I'll be able to utilize that money to market and do my real estate, so then I can be boosting my revenue up to 300,000 a year. Because I can sell 15 to 20 houses a year if I have the means to do it. This will give me the means to do it. So it might take me a year or two to get to those numbers, but how much crypto am I going to buy? Probably as much as I can, right? As much as I can. All right, guys, what's good? What's good? CT, stay in there, my man. JH, crying, I'm saving him. So, like I said, guys, stay in this shit. We're going to be making more live. We're going to be doing videos, stuff like that. You just got to stay in it, guys. All right, we'll catch you guys later. Been real. We'll talk to you soon. Like I said, we'll keep you updated. We'll talk to you then. Take care. Yeah.